Well, a little bit delayed. I ended up getting a new cell phone. So I'm just now trying to make my first video with the new cell phone. Hopefully it'll come out okay. It's supposed to be a lot better camera. A little bit of a stabilization issue with this iPhone 6s Plus. So anyway, I wanted to give an update on those 6-pack carburetors I was rebuilding. Ended up having an issue with the jets. I went and bought 3 sets of brand new jets at Star Performance, and sure enough, they come 2 to a pack, and one of the packs had an 82 and an 88. How that happens, I have no idea. So I went back up, got another set of 82s, and then of course the customer wanted those -6 AN fittings for his fuel bowls in black, which will match that. I don't know if you can see it in the shadow, but he's got one of those billet metering blocks on that center carburetor, but he wanted to have those black inlets and all that for it. So now that I've got those parts, I can go ahead and throw this last carburetor together. Another issue I'd run into is, and again it's kind of dark back here, but see those fuel bowl screws? That's the old school, the original version that has the flathead screwdriver head on them. Well, again, he was missing 2 of those bowl screws, and I had one of them in my hoard of junk, but I cannot find another one. And if you look at the way these, you know what I mean, those flathead bowl screws are period correct. I have a full set of the 5/16 hex head bolts for the fuel bowl that I'm gonna probably end up putting on this very back carburetor, which I hate, but I need to get this thing completed and get it rolling out the door. And I have yet to find any of my friends that have one of them old school full length flathead bolts. I have some of the short ones because there's 2 lengths. There's a flathead bowl screw that's long, like the ones I need, and then they have the short one, which is for using a fuel bowl without a metering block. You know, I have some of those, but I don't need that. So anyway, I just wanted to make a little bit of an update video. I apologize. My other phone wasn't doing very well, so we ended up just going in and getting a new iPhone, which I think is supposed to be a much better phone for doing videos anyway. But I was just going to give an update because I have 2 of the 3 carburetors done, and essentially that 3rd carburetor is done too. I just got to throw those jets in there and screw it together. So as far as jetting goes, I looked it up in my Holley reference. It's a numerical reference book I have. The center carburetor came with a 6.5 power valve and a 64 jets. Now keep in mind that's just a 350, some books say 350, some say 355 CFM. Since this is going on a 440, I went ahead and put 66 jets in the center carb and we'll start with a 6.5 power valve. You know, it may end up needing 68s or whatever jets, I don't know. We'll tune it once we get it running. The outer carburetors, I just followed the Holley original calibration. It has no idle mixture screws, and it has no, you can see on this metering block, it is not even machined for a power valve. And although there are holes, I don't know if you can see it, let me spin this around. There's holes in the side of that metering block, but they're not drilled and they're not tapped. So the end carburetors have no power valve and no idle mixture screw adjustment, just jets. So I'll get that all put together and get it bolted together. And the outer carburetors are jetted with 82s, which, if you remember or recall from previous videos, The outboard carburetors are 500 CFM. That's still a pretty big jet for a 500 CFM carb. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the Holley calibration of 82s on the outside. I went 2 jet sizes bigger in the center to 66. I have the 40 thousandths exposed transfer slot set on the center carb, and the outer carbs I closed. This is the way I'm setting this up. I closed the butterflies and opened them 1/4 turn. The reason I do that is the factory secondary butterfly adjustment on a 2-corner idle Holley is completely closed, open a 1/2 turn. Now keep in mind, I just said completely closed. The little adjustment screw, which normally you would access from underneath, but this one has a top adjustment for those butterflies. Normally you would close them, make contact, and open them 1/2 turn. Well, since I have 2 carburetors, I'm gonna set them at 1/4, because if you open both those outer carburetors a 1/2 turn, you're gonna end up potentially with a high idle situation that you're not going to be able to control with your center carb. And I think that's one of the main things people complained about, was trying to settle in on a steady, consistent idle with this configuration of carburetors. So anyway, we're going to do most of our idling and control with the center carb. Like I said, I have it preset, and with the outer carburetors set at closed, open 1/4 turn, should be really close to getting this thing to fire up and idle at around 1,000 RPM. So now whether that stupid power valve is going to be the proper size, I don't know, because I don't know what kind of vacuum it's going to pull. I don't know technically how big the camshaft is he's putting in this motor, or that they put in it, because the motor's already built. But I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of technical aspects of how I set these carburetors up, how I base set them so it'll start and run. I have all the floats set at a level. Sorry about that. If I can flip this over. I set all the floats at a level to the bottom of the bowl, and then I did submerge test all 3 floats, scrubbed all the crud off of them because they were literally just covered with, looked like old dried gas and junk like that. The accelerator pumps on all 3 carburetors came with the white number 218 accelerator pump cam. So I just went ahead and got them installed and adjusted. Just in case you don't know how to adjust an accelerator pump, you hold the carburetor throttle wide open throttle, and you should still have 15 to 18 thousandths of an inch where that little arm that compresses your accelerator pump diaphragm does not bottom out. Now, let me say that again. You hold it at wide open throttle, and you have to have another 15 to 18 thousandths of clearance before that arm compresses that accelerator pump diaphragm to where it'll stop. What that does is allow you to have a full capacity accelerator pump shot without overextending or crushing the accelerator pump diaphragm and damaging it. So as Holley put it, 15 to 18 thousandths is where you want to be at wide open throttle. That way you know you're not going to hurt your diaphragm. So anyway, I got all 3 of them are set up with the white number 218 pump cam. Got all the accelerator pumps. Well, actually this 3rd carburetor is not adjusted yet because they got to put it together to adjust it. But they're pretty much done. The owner is going to be in town probably sometime this afternoon or tonight, and we plan on meeting up next week before Christmas so he can pick up his newly rebuilt and calibrated Mopar 6-pack setup. So hopefully these things start up and run like a champ. You know, I'm more than willing to help him tune it to whatever he wants to do, but I'm pretty confident that it's going to start up and run strong, especially for a street car, and probably surprising first time he opens up all 6 barrels. So anyway, that's my first attempt at a video with my new phone. I'm going to get off of here so that I can start finishing that third carburetor, maybe clean them off a little bit more to make them look a little bit prettier in some of the crevices. But there they are, Mopar direct connection, mechanical linkage 6-pack. Thanks for watching. Just in case I don't see you guys or make any other videos, which I think I will, I hope you guys have a safe and Merry Christmas and a better New Year. Hopefully everybody's able to see their family, and hopefully everybody's doing good. Thanks for watching.